Welcome to Histovia. If you think you know history, think again. You're about to hear real events from history that sound completely impossible, but every single one of them actually happened. Let's dive into the unbelievable side of human history. Number 10. The man who cooked an egg on a tightrope over Niagara Falls. In the 1800s, acrobat Charles Blondin walked a tightrope stretched over Niagara Falls. But walking wasn't enough. He carried a stove, balanced on the rope, sat down, and cooked an egg. Then he calmly ate it while water thundered beneath him. The crowd screamed in terror as Blondin remained completely relaxed. Human daring sometimes reaches levels that defy logic, and Blondin proved it. Number 9. The ban on sliced bread. When cutting bread was illegal. In 1943, during World War II, the U.S. government banned sliced bread. The reason? Conservation. Bakeries were forced to sell whole loaves again, and citizens had to go back to cutting their own bread. Newspapers mocked the decision, calling it a pointless nuisance. The outrage grew so strong that the ban was lifted just a few months later. For a short period, sliced bread was a crime. Number 8. The animal trials, when pigs and insects faced judges. In medieval Europe, animals could literally be put on trial. Pigs were accused of assault, insects were charged with damaging crops, and even rats were tried for not following church rules. Lawyers were hired to defend them, judges read sentences, and some animals were punished while others were declared innocent. Human imagination reached such bizarre heights that legal systems seriously considered animals criminals. Number 7. The Zambia creature, panic. The mystery of the Chitawe. In 1896, hundreds of people in Zambia reported seeing a giant creature roaming the forests at night. It was described as part human, part animal, enormous enough to shake trees as it moved. Villages were gripped by fear, with many refusing to leave their homes after dark. Some believed it was a spirit. Others swore it was a real animal. But no body, tracks, or evidence were ever found. The legend of the Chitawe remains unsolved to this day. Number 6. The Great Molasses Flood. When a sticky wave swept through Boston. In 1919, a giant tank of molasses exploded in Boston, unleashing a 6-meter-high wave of thick, sticky syrup through the streets. People couldn't run. Molasses grabbed their legs like glue. Horses got stuck. Cars were immobilized, and buildings were coated in brown goo. Newspapers described the disaster with one repeated word: sticky. To this day, it remains one of the weirdest industrial accidents ever recorded. Number 5. The cow blamed for the Great Chicago Fire. In 1871, Chicago was devastated by a massive fire. Soon, a rumor spread like wildfire itself. A cow had kicked over a lantern and started it all. Newspapers loved the story, comedians joked about it, songs were written, and the guilty cow became a national meme of its time. Years later, the owner finally confessed, saying, "My cow had nothing to do with it." Even today, the real cause remains uncertain. But the cow took the blame for decades. Number 4. The Cadaver Synod. When a dead pope was put on trial. In 897, Rome held one of history's most disturbing court sessions. The defendant was Pope Formosus, who had been dead for months. His corpse was dug up, dressed in papal robes, placed on a throne, and assigned a defense lawyer. The dead pope answered accusations as priests moved his lifeless body. He was declared guilty and thrown into the river. No fiction writer could invent something this bizarre. History already did. Number 3, the Nika riots, a sports riot that nearly destroyed an empire. In 532, Constantinople witnessed one of the strangest uprisings in history. The cause? Fans. The Blues and Greens, two rival racing factions, started a brawl in the Hippodrome that escalated into full-scale chaos. Shops were burned, neighborhoods destroyed, and the imperial palace was nearly stormed. Emperor Justinian considered fleeing the city, until Empress Theodora convinced him to stay and fight back. A fan dispute had come terrifyingly close to toppling an empire. Number 2, the Great Emu War, when Australia lost a war to giant birds. In 1932, the Australian government sent the military to fight birds. Yes, actual birds. Giant, fast-running emus were destroying farmlands, so soldiers set up machine guns and went into battle. But the emus scattered, regrouped, sprinted, dodged bullets, and outsmarted the entire operation. After weeks of failure, the army retreated. Newspapers printed the unbelievable headline, "Emus win the war." And yes, it was recorded as an official military defeat. And number 1, the dancing plague of 1518, a city that danced itself to collapse. In 1518, something unbelievable happened in the streets of Strasbourg. A woman suddenly started dancing in the middle of the road, and before anyone could figure out what was happening, dozens of people joined her. They danced for days without stopping, breathless, exhausted, shoes torn apart, feet bleeding. Some fainted, some collapsed, but the music in their minds never stopped. Priests blamed witchcraft, doctors claimed overheated blood, and the city spiraled into chaos. A whole population literally danced itself to exhaustion. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. The fact that you're still here shows that you truly enjoy these strange and fascinating stories from history, and it means a lot. Now, I'm really curious. Which moment in this video surprised you the most? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. If you want more content like this, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll dive into even more unbelievable historical events in the next one. See you there.